Achoo! I'm alive. Alright. It's Hearts Kingdom Day. Also, they really, changed up the UI on my streaming thingy. They have, like, sound, things for each individual game now, it looks like, or source. I wonder how that works. I'll have to do, like, a test recording on my own to see how that works for next time I play something off the desktop here. I'll be calling them in just a minute. Daylight savings time sucks. This is gonna be funny when I hit the call button, see if Train remembers, because I did message them to let them know, like, hey, it's a different time today. Anyway, let me just pull down the image. We don't need that anymore. Turn off the music. And give them a ring. Where's the button? There it is! Hello.
There we go.
How's it going?
It's alright. It's been a pretty good week, all things considered.
I've been on vacation, so I've been doing pretty good.
So we won't get an egg price update this week.
No egg price update, sorry.
Shame. If only there was some other metric by which we could judge how well your economy's doing.
Damn shame there isn't one.
Yeah. I mean...
Who said I wasn't being sarcastic?
Oh, but I mean, it's just more of the... Do we even need to say anything about what's been going on this week?
I don't even know.
Like... I think the numbers don't lie and they spell disaster.
When now the corporations at first were like, oh good, we got the corpo in. Wait, fuck, he's spiraling everything out of control. Oh, our money's going away now too.
I mean, I'll put it this way: it says a lot when even Fox News, which is as close to like a propaganda machine as you can get for the right wing, is saying, "What the fuck are you doing, you fucking idiot?"
Stop.
I mean, not in those words, but basically in those words.
Like they're trying.
What the fuck are you fucking doing?
Like they're trying to spin it, but in some cases, but even they're like, what do we do? What the fuck do we do here?
I didn't think the leopards would eat my face.
Oh god, it hurts. Ah!
Oh damn, he's doing exactly what he told everyone he was gonna do.
No!
Who could have possibly seen this coming? What intelligent, sexy individual could have possibly foreseen this? Wait a second. In other news, we got a 10-minute Death Stranding 2 trailer. And I kind of hate it.
I didn't watch it because I just don't care.
How do I phrase... What's the best way to phrase this? So you know how for many years people have been like, oh yeah, Kojima doesn't want to do Metal Gear anymore. He's tired of Metal Gear. Like, he wants to do other things. Konami won't let him.
Yeah.
I don't believe that anymore.
Oh?
Because basically he just has a guy in the trailer just straight up wear the Solid Snake bandana and his hair is exactly the same as Solid Snake's. And then he has a skull face because Solid Snake is dead, haha. And then like the ship they're using is just Metal Gear Rex's head. Like it's just straight up, it's just Metal Gear Rex's head. And I'm like, yeah, like I don't believe he's ever I don't think he's ever been able to get away from Metal Gear like on a professional level.
I can't.
Like,
I don't think he can.
Yeah, I think it's the case of we all thought, oh, he's done with Metal Gear, and I'm like. I look back on it, I'm like, no, because he ended Metal Gear like 4 times.
And it came back every time.
Yeah. And the one time he had a successful game that wasn't like Metal Gear, he himself killed that series. Nobody put a gun to his head and said, hey, we don't want no more Zone of the Enders 3. He put that gun to his own head.
Oh, I didn't even know that he was the one. I figured Konami did that.
Nope, it was him. Much like how he's the one who like shut down Revengeance until someone else was like, hey, why don't we just get Platinum to make it for us?
I do remember that. He was the one that shut it down.
Yeah, so he shut that down, and he's the one who shut down Zone of the Enders 3.
Actually,
I believe.
That reminds me, because I'm actually curious your take on this. Just to pause for a second for Revengeance. One take I've seen people making the rounds lately about Revengeance is that it does a terrible job with Raiden's character because of him becoming Jack the Ripper. What do you think about that? I'm curious.
I mean, on the basis that like Jack's character is all over the fucking place by design, like, you know, the whole thing is like MGS2. He arguably doesn't have a character because he's not meant to, because he's meant to be a facsimile for the player. You know.
Yeah.
Oh look, you're playing as Solid Snake, or a guy pretending to be Solid Snake. And he's also like playing as a guy pretending to be Solid Snake. He's like, oh, it's like, you know, poetry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's that's like the whole thing with Metal Gear Solid 2. It's hard to have a grip on Jack's character, especially since most of Jack's character is just people say outright insane, dumb, and unbelievable bullshit, and he just goes, what? And that's even, once again, by design, because you have like the whole thing where the AI breaks down as I need Scissors 61, and Rose just being like fucking insane. Where she's just like, oh, Jack, I know you're in the middle of a boss fight, but we desperately need to talk about how you have nothing in your room, and that makes me hate myself or something. You have no posters, it's just a room. It's like, it's not on a military base. And then it's like MGS4, it's also kind of hard, because most of MGS4, his plot is just, oh yeah, my wife left me, and I just want to fucking kill Vamp. So, I don't know, it's kind of, you can't really, it feels odd to say, oh, it's like ruining his character, because he just doesn't really have, like, a character. Because it's not as if you can say, oh, well, you know, we know an awful lot about his family life, because he basically never talks to Rose after it, like, after 2.
Yeah, you really only see, like, them together in 4 for, like, at the very end.
Anything with him and his son, until, like... Except for just Rose being like, oh, by the way, you have a son.
Which literally, he's just at the very end. It's like, oh, by the way, you have a son.
He's like, what? Say what?
Wait, I got a kid?
Yeah. You didn't fucking tell me? Tell me about everything else, Rose. In excruciating detail.
Well,
in the middle of a fucking fight, Rose.
Well, you see the posters.
So, yeah, I mean, I can understand the perspective of people who have, like, imagined this, like, deep character arc for Raiden. But that character arc doesn't really exist outside of your head because you're Raiden. And so it's like, yeah, I mean, if that's not how you wanted Raiden to sort of come off at the end of MGS2, I can see how it's technically a betrayal, but also it's not, because it was more or less a blank slate, and Revengeance is like the first thing that actually gave him motivations.
Yeah, see, I was actually really curious your take on it because of this, because, like, I did not, like, I saw people saying it, and I was just kind of scratching my head, because I was like, I didn't really see a problem. Like, I guess you could argue, oh, he's going back to being a soldier, alright.
Yeah, but his end results are never actually, none of his character arc is really about that. Like, none of his character arc is necessarily about, like...
He's fighting again, okay, what?
I'm a child soldier, and I need to get past that trauma, because, like, yeah, he fights his metaphorical dad in Solidus, and Solidus is the one who trained him to be a child soldier. But at a certain point, like, that fight's not really about, like...
And it didn't really even come up, that whole aspect of him, until Revengeance, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's like, that whole fight isn't really even about their dynamic specifically, because they share very little screen time. Which, admittedly, is a problem Metal Gear has in general with its, like, heroes and villain, or its good guys and bad guys. I'll say to the end of time, it's a colossal fucking mistake that the fallout between Big Boss and Zero is off-screen.
Yeah, I think we talked about that literally last week, didn't we?
Yeah, probably.
It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, but you know, that's I agree with that. That's pretty much how I thought, and I think what it really is what you kind of were close. You said, like, oh, the idea you had in your head. I think it's literally just, oh, this wasn't the character arc you wanted when they did that in Revengeance. You wanted this, but what you got was this. Yes. It's similar to, like, why a lot of people get mad over, like, this is gonna be honest. Not all endings that people bitch about are actually bad. It's just not the ending they wanted to see. They wanted to see a different ending, whatever that ending was. Sometimes it's as simple as character A died, and I don't think character A should have died, or character B should have died, and yada yada, or these two characters should have got together, or this should have been a happy ending, or this should have been a sad ending, or, you know, shit like that.
Yeah. You should have been able to choose more than 3 colours. But, yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I can understand people's perspective in that sense, but like I've said, or just explained, like, Raiden's Raiden's a blank state by design, so it's like,
Yeah.
how do you necessarily ruin a character? And especially when it's like,
because two is the most meta the series has ever been.
Like, but that's the other thing is that Revengeance then doubles down on the fact that Raiden is like strictly better than Snake and Big Boss in a moral sense, because like despite some of the things he says, everything he does is out of a sense of justice.
What you say and what you do are two different things.
That's not what Snake. That's not what Snake does for the majority of his games until 2 and 4.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite of what Big Boss does, because Big Boss never operates out of a sense of justice. He operates out of a sense of, man, the boss wanted the end of all war, and I'm going to interpret that as she wanted forever war.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, that's completely right. And again, it's that thing of Raiden can say this and he can think and view himself this way, but what he does is this instead. It's that thing of, actions louder than words, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was curious. I started to derail to that, but it was a take I've been seeing a lot online. So I was really curious as two people who love that game, and honestly, both of us like the interpretation of Raiden in that game. And I honestly like the story of that game. I think it's a good, package of the things that I like about Metal Gear. In terms of its story and shit. But, so I was just really curious what your take was on it.
The important thing about Revengeance, more than anything else, is it really establishes, a stark difference between the Kojima Metal Gears, which I think is incredibly important, and also in a lot of ways kind of highlights a lot of the reasons why I hate MGS5 with a passion.
Mm-hmm. I know you do. We've talked about it before where, I'm I think the gameplay is fine, but, the everything else, and you're like, no, I fucking hate the whole thing.
Yeah, everything can go drive off a fucking cliff with Skullface in his stupid fucking speech.
Such a lust for revenge! Anyway, go ahead.
I hate Skullface.
Skullface sucks!
But yeah, one of the big things is, one of the things that I think works for Revengeance is it gives Jack it makes the whole point of Jack is a moral character, and he has this at least sense of moral obligation, because I know some of the points it makes, but I don't fully buy them. Jack just enjoys all the killing, and I'm like, I think the interpretation is always more Jack, leans into that as his coping mechanism.
Right.
Because if he was just psychopath, I love to kill, why would he ever have any kind of remorse or empathy? Yeah, he doesn't. I think it's just that's how his brain was wired as a child to cope with the things he was made to do. And I think that comes across in the game. If
he was really a psychopath, he would have fucking gutted Sonny.
Yeah. Nothing he does is, indicative of telling you that this Raiden is a monster. It's I think he has these these aggressive tendencies, obviously, and I think the whole Ripper thing is his coping mechanism for the things he has to do,
things he has done and has to do and shit like that.
Yeah, and I feel like that becomes fairly clear because even after the whole game is effectively I want to fucking kill Jetstream Sam for what he did to me. And even when he fights Sam, even when he finally gets the rematch with Sam, it's played more of there's more honor and respect shown than any kind of actual hatred that's reserved for Armstrong, the true orchestrator. Yeah,
and this is pretty much how I felt about it, and the way they were how the characters were written. That's at least that's how I interpreted it, and what I felt they were trying to do with him. And I think they did a good job with it, personally. I like the idea that it's his coping mechanism. I think that's really good. Maybe it's just that case of a lot of people, and this is me gonna sound like an asshole, have a problem in fiction where if the thing doesn't turn around, look you in the eye, and tell you exactly what's going on, verbatim, they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
If it's anything, semi-subtle, it doesn't even have to be necessarily subtle, just semi-subtle, they'll just look at you very confused.
The problem, I think, comes in that, obviously, the whole Jack the Ripper stuff comes from the whole speech that Monsoon gives. And obviously, that speech has been memed to death, 10,000 times, and everybody really likes Monsoon because he's a fucking meme lord. But the problem is obviously Monsoon has a biased perspective. And his speech, it reminds me of, is very much designed by, or written by, I assume intention, to be Liquid Snakes, you enjoy all the killing. Because the problem is that, like, it's one thing when the villain has this interpretation, but it doesn't mean it's correct. And of course, like, Jack then takes it like, well, my coping mechanism triggers because I'm, you know, in this terrible position, and this is what it was like when I was a child soldier. But as I said, for all the other actions Jack has, he's ultimately a moral character. And so none of the things that Monsoon ascribes feel appropriate or feel right. And of course, like I said, Monsoon has a very biased perspective when he's making his big speech. Like, he's trying to break him mentally.
Yeah.
And he sort of succeeds because, you know, Raiden falls back on his old coping mechanism. But it's not like a true takedown. I think people think of it as. Like, it's meant to be a thing that triggers him going into his version, the game's version of Devil Trigger, essentially.
Yeah. Which then ends up being a problem because essentially he's like, alright, I will just lean back into this when I need to use it to fuck you up. Alright.
Yeah.
So anyway, in a fucked up way, it makes him more... It makes him confront what he's dealing with. While it's still a coping mechanism, it, weirdly enough, for him, works and makes him stronger.
Yeah. And as I said, Monsoon comes at this from a very biased point of view, and his intention is to break him.
Yeah.
Like, hence why the entire lead up is like doing the whole, oh, you can hear their thoughts now, and they're terrified because they've just watched Raiden like butcher his way through a whole bunch of people.
Which, I mean, to be fair, if you were a normal guy and you watched that, you'd also be like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's just normal, like, and that's also just a thing where, like you can point out that it's kind of silly that Raiden forgot about the whole nanomachine suppressing thing, which, yeah, I can point at that and poke fun at that, but, like, you can also see it as a thing where Raiden didn't think about it until, like, oh, he hears it, he's like, oh, shit.
I think it's one of those things where it's very easy to know something, like, objectively, but it's another thing to fully process it, and it's like the kind of... I would say it's basically like the essence of people in general, where it's very easy to go, oh, that is another human being, and they have, like, not the same, but similar, like, life experiences to I do, and they've probably had very similar thoughts to I do. It's another thing to really appreciate that, you know? Like, you can understand that is an objective truth, but it doesn't mean you actually think about that, like, with every person you meet, or even with, like, people you've known for years. You know, like, they could just be... People are effectively just the interactions you have with them in your own mind.
Yeah.
Not here are all, like, the things that they've done across their life.
And sometimes you don't even if you know them, you don't really know what's going on in their head.
Yeah, and...
Because you can be friends with someone for years, and all of a sudden, they just turn around with some weird fucking shit, and, like... Maybe afterwards, you're like, wait, hold on, I see signs now, but you're not gonna see that in the time, or think about it fully then, it's just, you know.
And the point is, it's like, people, it becomes very easy to divorce, like, people from being people, in a sense, and I think that's just not, like, a mental illness thing, or mental, like, thing, I think that's just... The natural thing of everybody at some point will do that because, like I said,
people try to make things simple at any point by, you know, either assigning labels or what have you to it to make it easier to process in their mind what they're seeing or who they're dealing with or what's going on. Doesn't mean it's necessarily right. It's just how the human brain works, where we like to categorize things and group things up.
Yeah, and like I said, it's very easy to know that is objectively true, but very easy to also not actually think about that and how deep it goes. Yeah. I think that's the case of, like, the nanomachines. It's like, yes, he knows it's there, but I don't think he knows.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. It's as simple as even, like, say, like, you can see someone can accidentally, like, pull or feel themselves pulling towards, like, saying, like, being bigoted or hatred towards a group of people because of, like, an event that's going on in the world like that. And it can be really hard to then, if you see that in yourself, then, like, turn and go, wait, hold on. This is the same as this, because the way people internalize shit.
Yeah,
and nobody's immune to it. Nobody.
Yeah.
We're all fucking dumbass people.
So, that's a part of why I think Revengeance is the way that it is. At least that's my interpretation. Other people can have different ones. They're wrong, but, you know.
No, I think that's absolutely right. That was kind of... My phrasing wouldn't have been as good, but that's essentially how I viewed it. So, That's also why I was curious, because also too you tend to be better at vocalizing the thought. Even if, when I agree with you, when I disagree, it's a different story, and that's fine. It's just I was like, I'm pretty sure we're similar, but I'm not good at vocalizing. But I also wanted to see what your thoughts are on it, or to see if like what I was thinking could have even been wrong too, or even just have a discussion on it.
Yeah.
But that was just going on. Anyway, making fun of Kojima again. Sorry about that derailed tangent.
Yeah, it's fine.
That was probably the most intelligent conversation we've ever had on stream, and we'll never do it again.
Poop dicks butts.
The Wizard.
Carbomia, got it.
There we go. We haven't done Carbomia in a while, actually.
It's back in Pog form. Yeah, I don't know. 10-minute trailer, which I felt was super unnecessary, and just full of Metal Gear stuff, and it just feels like the. Yeah, it's not a case of, oh, people won't let you get away from Metal Gear, it's you don't have anything other than what you had from Metal Gear. So, I don't know. Kinda killed, like, my... I mean, I didn't have hype for Death Stranding 2.
I mean, I didn't really have any interest in 1, so that's why I was, like, not really paying attention.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so you're making a second one, that's fine, it's just not my thing. I know a lot of people love that game, but... And
it feels especially egregious, like, jamming in as much Metal Gear stuff as you can, when isn't he also making a game that's, like, just meant to be Metal Gear again?
He did say that, yeah.
So it's like, okay...
Because he did say that he wanted to go back to it, or, like, a stealth action game, after, like, he had, like, this thing with a car accident, I think it was?
I don't know. It just feels like...
Or maybe it was like he was really sick, it was something like that.
My guy, you have, like, all the bitching and all the, like, presumed bitching and everything, and you just keep coming back. Just stop! You've had every opportunity in the world. I feel like I'm watching a guy on drugs, and it's like, he's like, man, I want to get clean. It's like, then get clean!
It's like, for me, it's weird. So it's like, yeah, I was happy when we said, like, oh, I kind of want to make one of those games. I was like, cool. While you're still making these things that, at the time, I was like, okay, well, if you're making, because I knew Death Stranding 2 was already announced, I was like, okay, so you're making another one of those, whatever, it's not my thing, that's fine. I am happy that you're also doing this thing, which is something that I would enjoy, and you're doing this weird horror game. I think that's cool. You're doing your passion projects, but you also have this, that's cool. And then apparently he's just making Metal Gear twice.
Just make something else, man!
I know, man, I gotta go back!
And I'm really wondering if we're gonna wind up in a bizarre scenario where we wind up in, like, we wind up in the Callisto Protocol, like, Dead Space remake thing?
Oh, yeah, that is coming out. Which I'm still not sure about it. I want to see when it's closer to release.
I did hear, like, apparent. I'm not sure if it's for the English track. I heard it might be for the Japanese track. They're using AI to touch it up, vocal-wise. So, yeah, that's killed my hype for that.
Yeah.
We talked about Tony Hawk 3 and 4, right?
Briefly. I think I said it was announced. I know that apparently the campaign from 4 is not going to be in it. They did say that.
I think they said the free roam wouldn't be in it, so it would be like time trial stuff, which is more like the 1, 2, and 3, which I get.
I heard campaign, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think they said like the stuff for 4 will be more in line with like 1, 2, and 3, which I get because it was one of those things where it was like, yeah, it doesn't feel as good, especially compared to like what came out next, which is Thug. And I really wonder if we'll get Thug.
I mean, also, yeah, pretty much for me, like, I liked 1 and 2. I didn't really care for 3 and 4 as much. And obviously Thug is fucking amazing.
I think Thug 1 definitely has a chance, if only because Bam Margera has a very small role and can be easily played around.
Played around, replaced, and stuff like that.
Thug 2, probably not.
Thug 2, I doubt, yeah.
Because that is very much the Bam Margera game, and yeah, it's hard to do anything with Bam these days.
Yeah, and there's no... And again, like we said last time, we touched on this. There's no joke here, it's just sad. It's genuinely, like, just sad and depressing. We're not going to make fun of it.
If you drove a Tesla, though, we would.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make fun of anyone who drives a Tesla. If you drive a Tesla, I'll make fun of you even drop that.
I mean, you gotta be careful, Dan. You might be branded as a domestic terrorist for not buying a Tesla.
I love. I haven't driven in years, but I love driving. Wait, hold on.
The main everything's computer. The main thing I always know about civil disobedience, though, is when the government or the people they're protesting against tell them to stop, people always do that. They're like, "Oh, you want us to stop? Oh, don't worry."
Ah, sorry about that, man. My bad.
We'll
My bad.
right on that.
Oh God, you should have told me.
It's one of these things where it's like, on the one hand, obviously you don't want to ever encourage this sort of behaviour, but it's very hard to like feel any sympathy because it's all self-inflicted.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, this guy's house burned down and his hand is gone. You're like, oh, that's terrible. And it's like, yeah, but he was fucking around with fireworks like in his own home, and it's like,
yeah,
he kind of had it coming.
Yeah, anytime that stuff happens, I, just kind of laugh.
And also, it was his Nazi saluting hand.
Perfect.
Yeah. So. Yeah, hard to feel any sympathy for Elon, no matter how many times he goes on the news and asks people to stop bullying him, please. I'm like, even your kid doesn't like you. Even your human shield gets the fuck away from you the second they can on camera.
Elon Musk would be funny if he wasn't so pathetic. Yeah, what the heck? Sorry, I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to do it.
The problem is that makes a Batman comparison, and they'll think he's so clever because people used to think he was like Tony Stark, and then they realised, oh no, he's an idiot.
You know what I feel like with Musk, because I don't know if we talked about him like in the old days, but I've never fucking liked the guy, even when everybody was liking him, and I think this guy's a fucking idiot.
We didn't care about Musk until he bought Twitter. That's the only time we started talking about him.
I mean, I've only I briefly talked about him specifically when people were bringing up electric cars, but like you and I haven't really talked about electric cars before, other than like briefly saying that both of us are kind of like, yeah, these are the problems with electric cars, and that's an overall thing, not just a him thing. Though his electric cars also catch on fire.
Teslas are far more numerous.
Yeah.
One of my favourite things when I feel down is to look up all the problems with the Cybertruck.
Oh God! You could just point at a part and it's a problem. It doesn't matter what part you're pointing at. It's got a problem.
Where did the king get it?
Great. It's great to perk yourself up. You're like, oh, what new exciting horrible fault can I find with the Cybertruck?
That car feels like it was developed by fucking Acme from the Looney Tunes shorts. It feels like the kind of thing that the Coyote would buy that would fall apart as soon as he got inside of it. Because it falls apart as soon as you get inside of it.
I did like the news that people who own Teslas are like putting stickers over their badges to pretend they're other cars. To avoid being harassed and bullied and vandalized. But once again, I'm not encouraging, but also I'm not your real dad. You do what you want to do.
I won't encourage anything, but also if I see it happening, I'm not gonna really do anything about it either. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll just go and then keep walking.
Very much don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not a cop.
So I have also been watching a few things this week, because there's not really been any new games.
I've been playing I haven't played too much of it. I've been playing a bit of Rise of Ronin since it dropped on PC recently.
So I finished Dan to Dad, pretty good, or at least the first season of Dan to Dad, pretty good.
Yeah, Dan to Dad's pretty good.
Been watching Sakamoto Days, pretty fun.
I still need to see that. I've been told that I would like it.
Yeah, it does feel like a very new series, as vaguely like insulting as that is intended to be.
No, don't get me wrong. You're not special. All my friends do it to me.
And then I'm watching Daredevil Born Again.
Listen, I just need to say something real quick, and it's nothing to do with Daredevil Born Again itself. My brain is completely rotted. Anytime I hear just Born Again, all I hear is fucking Born Again from Rivals.
Oh, no, that's not what I hear.
Oh.
I hear the tail end to a long joke that I can't be fucked telling because it's like a minute and a half roughly to tell it. That just basically goes with, I found COD, I'm born again, Christian.
Okay.
Yeah, you get the punchline, you don't get the setup. It's
That's
like a
fine.
minute long, I can't be fucked.
That's fine.
But yeah, I don't know. As a guy who really likes the Daredevil show from Netflix and none of the other shows from that era,
Yeah, I remember that was
it
the
feels
only good
odd
one.
it feels odd to be doing it's once again the MCU problem of like we're going to adapt slash name our thing after this like well-known comic book storyline, and we're not doing that storyline.
Yeah, I don't understand that. So like,
Yeah.
I didn't mind it so much when they did Civil War, and then like, we're not doing Civil War, because I was like, I mean, that's fair. Civil War's a stupid storyline, but then they keep doing it with storylines that aren't stupid, and I'm like, what's the point here? Okay.
The worst one is they did Age of Ultron.
Oh yeah, Age of Ultron
Which
was
says
bad.
worse, because Age of Ultron is a bad movie, but it's also a bad fucking storyline, and they don't even adapt it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is this called Age of Ultron? But anyway, yeah. So
I mean, to be fair though,
they
the
call it-
Ultron ain't even fucking right, and now every Ultron you see in anything nowadays is a Tony Stark Ultron, and I still say if you're doing it accurate, the Ultron personality needs to be adjusted to accommodate for Tony Stark, so you need to make him like Bender.
Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna say this before I get into Born Again, or Daredevil. So my long-standing complaint that, oh my god, MCU Doom is just evil alternate universe Tony Stark. I say has been vindicated because RDJ did an interview or something where he said, or a producer did an interview that basically said, oh yeah, RDJ is like helping write the backstory of the character. It's like, oh, it's evil Tony Stark. Like, we're dropping the pretense. We're not even pretending. Fuck this. I'm out.
He's basically just there so they can recast the Iron Man and still have him there. So it's not like
Anyway.
so it's not like they're claiming they pushed him out. He's like, no, he's there. He's participating.
So anyway,
we need to use our popular characters again.
yeah, Born Again. It's like it's only been 3 episodes, but it's okay. It's one of these things where I think it is massively carried by Charlie Cox, just like basically being the Daredevil at this point. Like, not a lot of competition, I accept. He's got like 2 guys, and one of them's Ben Affleck.
Sorry, Ben.
And the other one,
his competition is Ben Affleck and that one guy who played him on the Incredible Hulk special in like the 70s.
oh, and 90s Spider-Man because he's in it for 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, I don't really count that though.
But yeah, so like he doesn't have a whole lot of competition. It's like, yeah, he's the best we've ever got for Daredevil. So I think a lot of my tepid, this show's alright, is, man, I really just like seeing Charlie Cox being Matt Murdock. He still hasn't been fucking Daredevil yet, though.
At least it's not.
I mean, he was for like 5 minutes in the opening, and I'm like, I want more Daredevil in this Daredevil show. Anytime Daredevil's not on screen, everybody should be saying, "Where's Daredevil?"
Except
and
for
what horrible tragedy is he going to go for?
Except for
A
actually.
better cast would be if they actually cast a blind guy.
That would
not really. That's just absurd. That's.
I was gonna be like, that is gonna finding someone to play that. That would be very hard. I'm not against it.
I mean, it would be nigh impossible because it requires hiring a blind guy who can nonetheless still see.
Yeah, because
or at least see well enough to do a blocked fight scene. And I'm like, yeah, no, there are no actors like that.
And like, I mean, even if you got like a double doing like the fight scenes, I would say probably the hardest thing would be because Matt Murdock essentially can still fucking see you, because his
power to see.
Yeah, because he basically his power is he's cheating. So it's like I get the sentiment, but it wouldn't really work for Daredevil.
But yeah, so there's only been 3 episodes so far dating this, because they do have weekly episodes, and it's alright. A lot of it is, I do feel a lot of it has so far been, man, I just really want to see more Charlie Cox Daredevil. I'm sad that like the 2 other like main characters from the previous iteration are just not in it, and
I am now.
I don't understand like what is going on with their version of Kingpin. Like, why is he being mayor in this? Like, there's no benefit I see so far, because it's like in the it's a storyline they do in the comics, but it makes more sense like him doing a whole I'm anti-vigilante stance in the comics, because hey, there's a fucking vigilante on every corner.
I mean, he's mayor because they can't make him president.
Yeah, it's I think I had that conversation with somebody else too, where the anti-vigilante thing doesn't work when it's a solo universe thing.
Well, I mean, because it's technically meant to be part of the MCU, but the problem is there's no vigilantes in.
Oh yeah,
the
in MCU because they're all like
It-
government workers.
Yeah, the closest you get is like post No Way Home Spider-Man, but he's not even gotten mentioned. Like, no other people have been directly mentioned. Like, the closest, and then they've like, oh yeah, White Tiger is in this, and he's always been around. So it just like, what campaign is he running on to stop one guy who like in the show?
Man, I really hate that guy in the. Man, I really hate that red guy in the suit who was here last year. Don't you?
Yeah,
Man,
like,
he's
his
running
whole
amok.
campaign, his whole campaign he won on was Daredevil, who's literally not been seen for a year, which feels like okay. It's one of these things where in the comics it makes sense, where you know you've got like 50,000 dudes, and
Especially when you have like someone like
running around.
Punisher walking around.
yeah, he's also not been seen in years.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, I don't know. I'm hopeful it picks up, but you know if nothing else, I'll at least be happy to see Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
But will it save Disney Plus though?
No, but you know that's on them.
It's okay. We'll raise the price again.
And then
That's right. I'm sure Snow White will save it.
No. Lilo and Stitch, where they just have the two alien guys become dudes, will do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Just to for the other superhero show I watched, that's like way darker and way darker and deals with way more intense themes. I knew Crow was evil from the start.
I can handle it.
Which one's this one?
Oh, this is Gav.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I fucking knew it. Day fucking one, moment
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I was like,
The shady
What's wrong?
the shady scientist guy is played by like the actual voice actor of Crow,
Do you have any idea
From
what the
5Ds.
password might
who
be?
is also a face actor sometimes.
yeah.
Some voice actors are like that.
Yeah, it
And I'm like-
turns out he's evil.
As soon as I'm like, wait a second, that's Crow. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like
I was right.
that's like this is making me think of with Persona 5 when I right away pointed at Akechi and went him.
Ice cream.
Like I mean like literally like when the game is like you haven't even gotten to the actual game yet. It's after you did the little tutorial stuff, and I see him as a cartoon character, and I'm like him. He's the traitor.
Yeah, but the game wasn't even really trying.
Nah. But I remember, I was like, alright, I've only at the first scene, and I've already figured it out, and I had several friends go, don't you fucking tell me who you think it is.
Yeah, but guess what, Dan? Thanks to Royal, he's not the bad guy. He's just misunderstood.
I still haven't finished Royal, so I can't say anything.
Now he could be Joker's boyfriend, and it's okay.
It worked.
But
So they did actually soften him up in it?
Let's go.
No.
yes and no.
If anything, they made him worse.
Yeah, but then also they're like, oh, but also he was manipulated. It's all sad. Here's a sick daughter that makes it okay to do bad things.
I see what you did. I see what you did there, you fucker.
They made him even crazier, but also at the same time he's like, but I respect you guys enough not to murder you anymore.
Yeah.
Their team up attack is him slashing the crap out of someone like a psychopath while Joker just stands there and then shoots them once.
It's like, honestly, at that point, it's a mercy killing. Probably like they were like twitching and writhing in agony. Just like, I'm just gonna.
I can't. But yeah, like, man, why is Gav so fucking good?
This is the other Twilight Town.
Yeah,
Rox is
somehow
Twilight
it's
Town.
better than I think like the last 3 years combined.
It's just like, how is this so good?
I mean, it could just be that the ones before it were so bad.
yeah, Geats was pretty good until
Keats
the
was
ending.
Keats was
There's gotta be an entrance into the
okay-ish.
dark realm somewhere.
No, Geats was really solid until like the final quarter. Like, basically when Nudge Sparrow started being like a regular a main villain, and it's like, okay, get rid of this fucker, please. He was the worst, and then we just didn't have a main villain until like the last episode. And like, this guy, yeah, he's your main villain.
There.
You know, like it's
I
kind of like how
honestly,
Zero One.
I I don't even remember who that villain is.
He's the leader of the Desire Grand Prix, and that's it.
Yeah, but I don't recall him like showing up until then.
No,
I'm sure he was at some point, but I was like, I don't
he
remember.
kept showing up, but it's just he's some random masked dude who we never got to see his face.
Well, 01 just has the same villain over and over again, Hirobi.
Well,
It's like, Hirobi,
yeah, but I'm saying...
Hirobi, have you learned your lesson? No.
No, I was going to say 01 had the problem with COVID, and
Yeah.
Saber had the problem with being written by the guy who did Ghost.
And also COVID.
Riku, Kairi.
I put it more down to the guy who wrote Ghost.
Ghosted.
Revice had,
Ghostvid, there we go. Ghostvid.
Revice was written by someone who had never written a show like that before and took nobody's advice.
Oh, by the way, in case so you know where I am in the game, I'm now doing the part where I'm in the simulation looking for the gateway to darkness.
You're gonna run into Axel.
Not yet. Right now I'm fighting the nobodies.
Did you remember it?
But
I mean, Revice just fucking meanders for so long.
we probably have like maybe like 2 more streams of this game, depending on how long the cutscenes are.
I think Revice's other problem is they were afraid to commit too hard to the bit.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
Like they were afraid to make Vice too evil, because that would ruin his appeal as a marketable Taros-esque character.
Which he wasn't.
They didn't want the 3 siblings
Oh, hi,
to
Axel.
become too divided, because, you know, that would ruin the whole family theme. So they just, it meandered for a while because they were afraid to commit to, like, the very serious plot they were sort of doing. It's like how Ghost was afraid to make him too scary after like 2 episodes in, because he was scaring the audience.
I mean, Ghost's big problem is they had a villain, and then they killed him off in like the first 10 episodes, and then they just fucked around forever until...
Not only did they kill him off, they also showed that his plan wouldn't work.
Yeah. So they just had this guy
I don't
who
know
they...
if that's even worse. It's like, not only did they kill him off, it's like, by the way, his plan wouldn't work because he didn't have the right thing, so the instant he tried it, he would have been killed anyway.
And also, he doesn't even like have a monster form, so nobody beats him, he just beats himself. It's like...
That's why his plan wouldn't work.
Yeah, I don't know,
He didn't have anything to give him the power to control everything, so...
Yeah, and then, okay, well now we fuck around for ages until, I guess we decide on... Oh, what was his name? Adon or something? The final villain, the brother of Alan. You know, the actual main villain who you don't remember. So there's a lot, we remember Hat Guy, but we don't remember the actual main villain. Also, I think Revice has had the problem of, like, it's the Hirobi problem of, like, yeah, we know that the final battle has to be Ikki and Vice. But also, we need to get to 50 episodes.
Yeah, we need to stretch it out for 50 episodes.
So, hey, remember that wacky Kamen Rider Otaku guy? He's evil now.
Why? Shut up.
Yeah, basically. Man, the villains
He's evil,
killed...
and then he's not. Then he's like, you know what, this was stupid, I shouldn't have been evil.
The villains killed my father. Does that mean... Or my father sacrificed himself to defeat the villains. Oh, okay, does that mean you're going to like, join our cause? No! I'm going to beat you guys, my friends up! Thanks, George.
I'm not sure if that's better or worse than Hirobi being freed from Ark and deciding he wants to kill the humans anyway.
I can handle these punks.
Man,
Watch this.
seeing the back and forth with Axel in story here, I'm like, man, I'm playing 3. Again, maybe it changes later in 3. I'm like, I miss when Sora would just be sassy here and there. It was fun. Man, I liked it better when these guys are on my side. What? You feeling some regret? Nah, I got it. It's really good.
And then he goes and hero to blow up a bunch of dusks.
Yep.
Which at the end of the day feels a bit like, oh.
That's what happens when you put your whole
Man, you were weak. I can't believe how weak you were, Axel.
You know what I mean?
Now I see how Xemnas one-shots you in 3.
Why did I have to be the comic relief character?
Yeah, that
I
tracks.
digress. Go.
The,
I mean, yeah, realistically it's dust, but at the same time, it's still cool.
Almost forgot.
yeah.
Sorry for what I did.
Ouchie,
to her.
ouch.
And also, we thought he was dead.
Find her. You can tell her that yourself.
If only we knew.
Go pass.
Nobody acts as
Just
Axel.
wouldn't be in it, you know?
You can say he didn't get the axe.
Axel?
Actual line from Kingdom Hearts 3 is him saying, "Nobody
I wanted
acts
to
as
see
Axel."
Roxas.
Damn.
He was the only one I liked.
I do like in Dream Drop where he's like, "You know what? Everyone keeps calling me Axel. Just fucking call me Axel."
It's kind of funny.
Changing my name from Lee to Axel.
I should at some time play Dream Drop. Mainly for the worlds, but and also just to see the fucking insanity from my first hand.
Yeah. Hope you just to double check before you play though, you do like having all of your pacing like fucked around with, right? Just double checking, asking for a friend.
I felt like
Because
the pacing.
part of the problem is even though it's 2 campaigns, it's not like Chain of Memories where you just do one campaign and then the other. You do both
hops
campaigns
around.
simultaneously, but also there's like timers related to when you just randomly, and by randomly I mean like midway through a level, midway through a boss fight, it's just you can just run out of time and it's like, okay, Riku, time to play as Riku or Sora now.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's not a great system.
I mean, you can mitigate it a little bit.
You can mitigate it, but it's like, why is the system like this though?
Like you can get more time and you can just swap immediately. So if you're like, oh, I'm gonna swap in 2 minutes, I probably shouldn't start the boss fight.
Is it bad that I'm thinking to myself,
You can also swap and immediately swap back. So really, it's not that hard. It's only harder if you forget about it.
It's not hard, but it's like, why
Annoying.
is this a thing?
It is a strange mechanic, though.
You know what?
It is
Now it's making me think. Because I do want at some point buy the series on PC. It's making me think. Is there a mod that turns that off?
Maybe. Probably. I don't know.
Because if there is, I'll fucking play it with that on.
It's such a weird system because yeah, you can mitigate it. Yeah, you can just immediately swap back. But it's like, why is this a thing? Why can't there be a better integration of like doing these two? Just have it be like every mission you swap.
Yeah, which is what usually games do.
Or like worlds are slightly or different, played in different order.
I mean, it's supposed to be because most stories are going simultaneously.
Yeah, but we had that with.
Well, but I mean, there's like parts where like you can't proceed in one story until you do something in the other.
Yeah, and we had that with BBS and to an extent.
BBS was just pick your character and they have their own story, which occasionally would intersect, but it's not like 2 of them have to be in the same place to do a cross-dimensional team-up attack.
BBS is another one I want to replay at some point, because I do love BBS.
Well, all I'm saying is that we could have just made it so it was like per stage or per like event where you swap, and not just like midway through the stage. It's like, oh, you ran out of time to be Sora or Riku.
It could be like if, say, like you get to a part where you can't progress to the other one. It's like it could be like, you can't press further and let less Riku or whoever blah blah blah. Would you like to switch to Riku now?
Axel said
Yeah.
Kyrie's in the dungeon.
I mean, they could have just kept it as it is and just took out the time mechanics. Just like you can just swap whenever you feel like it, but you don't have to, except when the story tells you have to.
Yeah. And it's especially egregious because you have because farming is also like a thing you do because of the Dream Eaters.
Yeah.
So you can grind out and then be like, oh well, I used up all my time grinding because Dream Eaters are important monster catching mechanic because that's what we all needed in this.
Yeah, but again, you just immediately swap it and swap back.
Too annoying. Things could be understandable and still be annoying.
Yeah.
It's more the case I shouldn't have to do that to play the game.
Also, I've been watching a friend of mine streams this game on Wednesdays. They started just recently. They just did their first run of Pirates of the Caribbean. They decided to do Little Mermaid a different way than I did. They're just doing the episodes as they pop up rather than marathoning it like what I did. I tried to convince them to marathon it. They were just like, no, we're not
They're
doing
smart.
that.
No, they're a smart person. Why don't me and Sabo stream with them?
They're still doing it. They're just not marathoning it like I did.
Yeah, but that means it's like we could talk, which means we could just talk Toku shit while that's going on for like once an episode, and not like the whole episode where we had to distract ourselves from funny fun.
No, it wasn't a whole episode. It was just a little bit, because that was like the second thing we did.
It felt like years.
Yeah, it did feel like years.
I like how you guys suffered more, and I'm the one who played it, and I didn't suffer at all.
It's because we've played it more times than you could ever have done. Because
That's true.
we've done like so many playthroughs individually in this game.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, actually, though, one thing that I thought about, I think I might have mentioned this stream before or not. I still think what 3 should have done with Frozen World was just literally looked at the Mermaid World and just did that. Because they wanted to recreate scenes from the movie anyway, so fuck it.
Not. Problem is,
At
like,
least Sora participates in those,
Yeah.
as opposed to where he's just like.
You have him just be like in that, like essentially be in the background, except for where you need
cutting
him.
back to him being like, so am I going to participate in this mini game or not? Or am I
No.
just gonna stand? Okay, I guess I'm just going to stand here.
yeah, but at least Frozen World has like the best NPC character.
It's true, Marshmallow is good.
No, he's Snow Bro. I'll not accept your fucking slanderous lies.
You know what? I'm still annoyed it wasn't Elsa.
You and your
Honestly,
woke
honestly,
you
I
and
would
your
do.
woke liberal mindset.
I wasn't ready for that.
And so woke he definitely drives a Tesla.
No, no, I would never, even if I could afford one. I'd rather get a jalopy at the junkyard.
Man, you know what? Donald Trump wants to buy an electric car. I can't believe Donald Trump's gone woke.
You're right.
He bought a Tesla. He's not allowed to have it on the White House premises because it's a fire hazard.
It is.
Did he buy it though? Did he really buy it, or did he just say, "I'm going to buy it," so other people might buy it? So
I mean, there was one that was sent to the White House that the Secret Service turned away. I don't know if he bought it with his personal money, or if it was gifted to him.
Or worse, he bought it with your personal
Or if
money.
he embezzled it from U.S. funds, but somehow or another, a Tesla got to the White House and they said, "No, you can't have it."
I'm just gonna say he probably bought it with your personal money if he did buy it, which I don't think he did.
It was
Just
a
like how-
it was a charitable donation.
Yeah, a charitable donation, just like all those golfing trips he does.
Yeah, yeah.
He's racked up what, like 20 million by this point?
Every weekend he goes.
Yeah, every
It's
weekend.
business expense.
Yeah, $20 million to go and golf. Man, isn't it nice that Doge is getting rid of all that wasted taxpayer money?
Yeah. So anyway,
You know,
anyway, how's your golf
cutting
swing?
Cutting, things like your the Veterans Association stuff, Social Security.
You know, funnily enough, my family said the same thing you did about the check for the IRS.
What?
So like you should have kept it. They never would have found you out. They fired everybody.
Yeah,
I was
yeah. Like,
okay.
what are they gonna do?
I guess
Arrest
I should,
you with all those powers they don't have?
I was like, I guess I should have. I guess I should have consulted people instead of immediately just defaulting to, well, everyone said the IRS was scary when I was younger. They must have
Ah, it's time for the Roxas fight.
There we go. This one might take a while. This one could either go very well or very terribly.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
see.
distract him. I don't think Dan's done this fight before.
I was it in the original version?
No.
It was just
Okay.
This was a cutscene.
No, then I've never done it.
Have fun. Fair warning, I'm pretty sure you can only beat him, or you can only land the final blow by doing the reaction command that generates a, or doing the reaction command and then hitting
No,
him.
you don't have to.
Don't you? I thought you did. Well, good luck anyway.
You don't have to. It certainly makes it a lot easier. You don't have to.
Good luck, it's a tough fight.
Oh yeah, he just beat the fuck out of me.
But it's fun.
Oh, he beat the shit out of me. I need to block him more, I think.
Yeah. Block and dodge.
Alright, I'm just ignoring these Heartless. I don't need to fight them.
Remember the 5 Ds of Kingdom Hearts.
Dick, 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 dick,
Dodge.
dick,
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
dick.
Do you have dodge roll?
No.
I think he's asking me.
No, I'm asking Dan. Do you have dodge roll?
The answer is no.
Oh, I thought you said dodge ball. Yeah, you probably want dodge roll.
You probably
I
should.
don't think I have it unlocked.
Ooh.
That could be a problem.
As soon as okay, I'll have to fight these Heartless so I can tell you everything I've got. Let me kill these guys. This is gonna take a minute. There's a fuckload of them.
Dodge. Have you got,
Hey, give me a minute. I gotta kill all these fucking Heartless before I can even look at my menu. There's a lot of fuckers who have to get blown up. Ow.
We should have said anything say though, because then we could have, when he died, we could have gone, why didn't you dodge?
I mean, I already saw that. I was like, he isn't dodging very well. Wow, that's a lot of shadows.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I had to fight these guys a second ago, and I was gonna ignore them to just run to back to the fight. But
This is the best. This is probably one of the best places to farm wisdom for, by the way.
okay, there we go. Now I can get into it. Abilities: Sora, slap shot, dodge slash, explosion, aerial sweep.
It's down on the growth. It's down in the growth tab.
Nope. I do not have that
Oh.
equipped though. Hold on. You
Oh,
see,
you
no.
have his high jump level 2?
Yeah,
Oh no.
I am level 46.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
no,
but
I mean,
those are all tied to
what
forms.
what is limit form? How much have you used limit form?
Not much.
Okay,
Oh.
well you probably should have, because that's what gives you dodge roll.
Well, thanks
Yeah.
for telling me that now.
Well, I thought you knew.
I never played. I haven't played this since I was fucking 16 or something.
Well, it's
It
still
wasn't
not.
out when you were 16.
I haven't. Yeah, you're right. I should remember
original.
everything from a game
All right. Okay.
that I haven't played in decades.
All right, time to teach you some dry form farming techniques. Number one, be near a place that's got a save point. And number two, put Oathbreaker on. Oathbreaker, Oathkeeper.
Well, I'm already fighting Heartless, so I'll have to do that in a minute. I'm in limit form right
sorry.
now.
Never use dry forms because you can sort of...
I think he uses Valor form. So yeah, so limit form to upgrade limit form, you need to land limits. So depending on how much MP you've got, you can usually only do 2.
Well,
Sometimes
I
3.
unfortunately it just ran out as soon as you told me that, so I can't fucking. Okay.
Okay. You got drive recoveries.
I don't know. Not on my item slot right now. I just have healing items on my slot.
Oh, you can't slot them. You have to get them from the menu, so you can't abuse.
Oh, okay.
So you use drives.
Ah, shit! I actually walked back to the fight. Fuck. I got lost. Whatever. I'll just fight him again and get my ass kicked again. I'm gonna try.
Alternatively, you can try using limit form against him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, with my one drive.
Well, I mean, next time.
Next time.
Assuming you don't want to.
Well, yeah, I got instantly killed. Okay.
All right. So for limit form, yeah, every time you land limit or land the finishing blow of a limit, that counts towards upgrading limit form.
Okay, here's a
wh-
save space. Okay, good. Cool. So there's one right there I can use to grind off of.
Yeah. Because when you leave an area, like there's certain areas you can just enter that will reset your drive. Basically, anytime you go into anytime you like exit drive for like either because you're not allowed to be in drive because in that room, or if you go into the world map, regardless of how much drive you had, it refreshes it to the max when you load back it when you go back to a place where you can drive. That's the best way to choose drive in this economy. Shouldn't take too many drives to unlock dodge roll.
Okay. So, alright, since it ran out there and these shadows are basically dead, I'm just gonna walk back and get it again.
You don't need to kill with the final blow of the limits, you just need to
Hit it,
land
yeah. You said land the blow,
You need to land
so...
the final blow.
Okay, let's see. Do I have that item you're talking about? Let's see.
Drive recovery.
I don't... Would it be on the bottom? I don't think I got it.
Okay.
Oh, an AP boost. Let me just use that real quick.
Yeah, it should be in like the same sort of category as like AP boosts and things like that.
Yeah, no, I don't see that.
Alright, well, luckily, you can level up, you can regain your dry form pretty quickly.
Yeah, so I'll just save here as I start this grind session.
I get the feeling we're gonna be stonewalled here for a while.
Not for a while, because it'd be also something you can technically do off stream.
Because I could also, like, give it... I could do, like, 2 more, limit drives, and then, go save, fight a couple more Heartless to get my drive back up, fight Roxas one more time, and then see what happens.
You don't even need to save. If you just jump to the world map and then jump back in, that does it.
No, I just meant, like, save, like...
Oh, yeah.
Save the game. I mean, jump back to the world, it'll, like, give me back my drive.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
So, one of the easiest things you can do is, like, just go into, like, Valor or Wisdom, and then, like, run to the, run back to the save point, go to the world map, and then when you load back in, it will be max drive.
Nope. I only have 2. So I went to the world map, like this.
Yeah, when you're in a drive. So if you were in like Valor or Wisdom and you went to the world map,
okay, it's a bug. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I gotta wait.
I mean, I'm not even sure if it can be a bug because it was in the original and they never patched it.
Probably just didn't care to patch it.
It's basically whenever you're in a position where Sora can't be drived, it resets your drive to the maximum when you're drived.
Gotcha.
So you'll notice it when you go into like rooms where like characters are standing still because you need to go somewhere else.
You know what? Oh, okay, no, I need more for limit form.
Or if you go into like fights where characters disappear and it's Sora on his own, that will refund your drive. You'll see there's like some cutscenes where you can be drived and you can't be drived. It's weird.
I think it depends if it was pre-rendered or not.
Shrugs, I don't know.
One of those many little weird idiosyncrasies with the game.
Ow. Let's see. And...
How's your week been, Sabo?
Not too bad. But I gotta go to jury duty next week.
Oh, that's bad.
Unless my number doesn't get called.
That's good.
But you never know.
Oh, that's bad.
That's bad.
Also, apparently they're doing jury selection over Zoom.
That's
Instead of having
bad.
everyone go to the courthouse. Which is news to me. Never had that done before. But I've only been on Grand Jury once.
Let me, now scat, get the fuck out of Dodge and get to the world map as quickly as possible. I did my limits. I gotta get out of here, get my drive back, keep my drive. Ah! Oh, shit! Right there!
Yeah.
I'll just wait for my MP to come back.
Yep. That's how you
And by
choose
that-
it, and that's how.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
Just touch the save point and you'll get your MP back.
I did already.
Yeah. That's how you cheese the drive system, and that's basically how you grind every drive form. Well, every drive form has different properties for how you level them up. Mulan is actually the best world for leveling up Master Form, and Master Form gives you a double jump. Because Master Form is based off of how many drive orbs you pick up, which are the little yellow orbs that enemies sometimes drop. So Mulan World has lots of collectibles that drop drive orbs, and also a lot of the enemies have higher drive drop orb rates.
Okay.
I assume it's because, like, obviously, like, that's typically the first world you visit where you can drive. So it's trying to encourage you. Wisdom is based off of how many Heartless you kill when you get Quick Run.
I might even, regardless how it goes with Roxas, or I get it, I might do some grinding off camera
grinding,
and maybe
yeah.
even like do some of the Olympus, do the last Olympus Coliseum too.
Yeah. And Valor is based off of just how many hits you land, so it's like super easy to upgrade. And Final, which you haven't got yet and you can't get until you beat Roxas, is based off of how many times you kill nobody, or how many nobodies you kill. So, like, this is the best. Like, the castle is the best area to farm for that, and that gives you a glide. I will say, if you wind up equipping Quick Run and Dodge Roll when you get them, it's a button press for Quick Run and it's a button hold for Dodge.
Okay. If they're both on.
Yeah. And it is useful having them both on because they both deal with different things for certain bosses. But it's you have to learn how to do that, or learn like the specific presses for them. Secret Kingdom Hearts tech. Actually using useful information about the game on this stream under weird circumstances.
Crazy. Never do it again.
Yeah, I agree.
I might actually, you know what? Because I see how long this is gonna take.
Yeah.
I'm probably
I
going
will
to.
Also mention one other little thing before we do go off, though.
Oh well, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna do one more Roxas beats me up session, and then I'll end it.
Okay, so not useful for Roxas, but one of the other most useful abilities, especially in Final Mix, is Donald's Limit Comet. Because while you're using that, you are completely invincible.
Damn.
And you can use it to fuck up a lot of Super Boss's stupid moves.
That's crazy.
And it does kind of nuts damage.
Alright, Roxas. Let's go for another round.
Whirligoof, which is one of Goofy's ones, is also really strong. So Goofy and Donald both have like limits that are almost game breaking. But Comet is especially funny because you just launch fireworks at people and they take a lot of damage and you're invincible. Some limits are just strictly better than others.
I'm just gonna equip a couple of things too.
And all summons are bad.
Oh, I don't even really fuck with summons.
Yeah, they're bad. The best use is Stitch heals you.
That feels right for some reason.
Everyone else, it's like the damage they output is not that great, and their extra effects are mostly unimportant. And also, to use them, you have to sacrifice party members who are at least meat shields. And unlike Drive, you don't gain like substantial advantages for using it.
Oh, I can't skip that.
Let's go. Back off. Give me strength.
So yeah. Other than that,
Well, I've knocked down 2 of his health bars, which is nice.
it's not impossible without the extra drive abilities.
It's just easier.
They do a lot, especially for certain attacks.
Like this one.
Whereas he's doing his fuck you, I'm gonna spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it like a solid go. Like I'm not gonna job
try.
out.
Damn, being like, yeah, I'm gonna fight Roxas, and then like 2 seconds later, damn, Roxas got hands. I am glad they gave Roxas a proper fight in this game, in the Final Mix one. It was kind of a shame that he,
No, run.
Oh, I was seeing if I could. I didn't know. Well, you remember,
run.
I'm literally in stun lock, bro.
I was gonna say, don't try to fight him when he does that. Run.
No, I was already getting hit by it. Remember, you're on a delay, bro.
Okay.
God damn it, fuck you!
Yeah,
Doing
it's
it
tough.
again. No,
Oh, he loves doing that. Yeah.
It sucks that I just went into my drive, too. Ah, fuck, I fucked up the timing. There we go.
One of the other advantages for driving, especially in like fights, is just effectively just getting a health boost.
Here we go. Well, I usually use drives in the boss fights. I just didn't think of it at the time. When he first... if you get caught, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like I could do it. One more. I want one more. Put me back in one more time, coach. I was so close.
Roxas in the pre-fight being like, you know, I respect Dan as a competitor, but I will make orphans of his children. Yeah, but they have a mother. Yeah, but I assume she'll commit suicide after with grief.
God.
Oh.
Wait. Oh shit, I can't check my fucning blade.
Roxas is Frederick Tatum, yeah. Meanwhile, with Dan, let's see if we can find the gif.
Nah, I'd win. Let me kill these fuckers so I can actually check my keyblades too. Just to be sure I got what I have in my loadout that's the best.
You know what? Not the gif I wanted, but it'll work.
Let's see here. Items. Yeah, right now I'm still using the Decisive Pumpkin. Yeah, it looks like that's my best one still.
Oh, for damage, yeah. It's mostly when you're farming dry forms, you usually want Oathkeeper either equipped to the form you wanted level or just in your main hand, because it increases your drive gauge.
Gotcha.
Which means you stay dry for longer, so you can, farm for longer.
Okay, I know you're opening, boyo.
Take that. Light. Give me strength.
I did it right that time. I'll do it again.
Let's do it again.
Back off. Yeah. It's over.
So how was your DC visit, Sabo? Nothing disastrous happened, did it?
Well, when we were getting checked into the Capitol, and my mom joked, I'll have to hide my gun. And
And then the Secret Service beat him to the ground.
We all face bombed real hard, and we're like, "Don't say that."
Secret Service tackled her.
There were people standing outside with assault rifles, so
They thought about it.
What?
we were there like a few days before the State of the Union, so like they were on high.
Oh.
But no, otherwise, no, we got.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, now the reform powered up.
Hey though, at least you've got that. Wait, is it still any auto limit though?
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, he needs another level for dodge roll. But
I think
no,
it's still doable pretty quickly.
But no, we saw we got a nice tour of the Capitol.
I was in stun lock.
Saw the art.
I'm stubborn. Well, I'm gonna go again. I fucking
Oh. The emergency last one, gotcha.
fuck
It was
it.
very cool. It was very cool.
No,
and very
I mean you.
impressive.
I mean you're not
It was
watching, but
precisely
Sabo
what
is.
we
You,
wanted to.
I mean you're not watching. Sabo is. Sabo sees how close I am to it. To like knocking him the fuck out.
Is it too
Almost.
close?
He's got another bar too.
So usually he's on his last bar when I'm getting knocked
Yeah.
out.
But yeah, decent visit was good. Saw stuff. Didn't get arrested. Didn't get shot. Didn't get sent
bet-
to the whatever dungeon. I'm sure he's added to the White House's basement.
The Tesla mines, I assume.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
Also, the city is mostly Democrats, so
yeah, but that's always been the case.
I know it's just funny how there's like nothing but disdain for the people in charge in the city that they run.
Well, yeah, because it's a massively impoverished city.
It is.
It's insane how, like, poor Washington is.
It is very ghetto.
Like, all of it.
Like once you step a couple blocks away from like the Capitol and the White House and all that fancy stuff, it's very ghetto. We were like
Yeah.
surprised, and they were like, "Yeah,
That's Washington.
Fuck. Okay, never. Yeah, he just fucked me up that time. It's like he's like, I'm not playing around anymore. Fuck you, asshole.
Roxas just being, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Jesus Christ, that fight is
I will
rough.
make orphans of your children."
Yeah, so I'll come back to that next week. I'm gonna do some grinding off camera. In fact, I'll probably be doing it while we're talking post stream, because otherwise I'm gonna
I might
be
go
here for a while.
I will go and find, like, a helpful thing for you to give you a reminder of what it takes to level up dry forms.
Well, I know that one, the dodge, which is the primary one I give a shit about, is I just need to go and land that limit more, which I'll go to like
Yeah, it would help if you could dodge roll and actually avoid a lot of his.
Yeah, because the main issue that I'm having is I get hit by that like projectile thing because it's really hard to avoid without it, and then it takes up like most of my health, and I play the game of trying to recover my health, and then him just beating me into the ground. So you know what? Let me also for that. Let's see, Master of Valor. Let me also get the Oath Keeper. Put that on one of the hands.
It's either you put it on the offhand of the form you specifically want to level up, like Master, Valor or Final.
You can't.
Because
limit is only uses the one you're holding, isn't it?
no, so it uses so it's like whichever ones you have equipped, and you get two. And one of the benefits of drives is you get the effects of two different keyblades when you drive. But obviously, like if you're leveling limit or wisdom,
it's whatever your main hand is.
It's just in your main hand because you only have that one equipped. Yeah.
So
it's like if you're gonna do all of them or at least multiple of them, it's best to do that. Because honestly, even getting like quick run with wisdom isn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
One of the things you can do to make things even easier for wisdom is Farag, like fire on wisdom is stupidly powerful. And luckily, Oathkeeper is a magic focused keyblade, so it also increases magic damage.
Right.
So you can actually just get like a lot of wisdom farms in like the starting area of all the shadows and just spamming fire.
Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna do this off camera.
Time to leave.
Yeah, it's time to leave. I'm gonna kill Roxas next week.
Or Big Daddy Roxas comes in and makes us his bitch.
There's a knock at the door.
Roxas, it's time for your Roxas to Dan, it's time for your 9 o'clock Keyblade flattening.